Hello you guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to a layout for the scrap room. We're playing with the flavors of the month kit today and the Echo Park collection that is in the flavors of the month. It's Echo Park Sweater Weather. I love me a good fall collection and this one is no different. So kind of what I've been doing lately, I have so many photos to scrap, is that I've been starting a layout and planning on what photos kind of as I go. So right now I'm flipping through a bunch of them, trying to decide what I want to do, and I do eventually find one. But we're playing with the Freaky Fest formula today, and that is pretty simple cuts here, nothing too crazy. We're going to have a 9x11, which I'm going to do this beautiful green paper because it's gorgeous. And then I need a 6x6, a 3x3, and a 5x3.5. Now to me, right away, that 5x3.5 screams photo mat. So that is what I'm going to use as my photo mat. So whatever I decide whatever photo I decide on, I'm going to trim it down to just fit under that 5x3.5, which ends up being like 4 7/8 by 3 3/8 or something like that. So I just have a slight border. I'm going to do that in that orange color. And right now I'm taking the other side of that beautiful green and fussy cutting out one of those pumpkin borders because I really like the pumpkins on there. I thought it'd really be a fun addition to my layout. I do not make you watch me fussy cut the whole entire border, but always a good tip is to move the item you're cutting, not your scissors. Now, obviously, you're going to have some rotation with your scissors, but it's always good to, excuse me, rotate the item, not your scissors. So as I'm picking out kind of the papers that I'm going to cut into what size, I'm really liking this blue that's brought in to this fall collection. And so I have the 6x6 and then you end up with a 3x3, and I decide why not do another 3x3 and just I cut another one right there because it's right there. It wasn't like I had to cut it special. And I'm going to end up using the two 3x3s and creating kind of a grid pattern on my 6x6, and then that's going to house my photo. See? Looks nice. So now that I've kind of figured that out and I'm going, okay, I'm going to have one photo, I'm finding which one photo it is that I want to use, and I'm going to trim it down and get it matted on that orange pattern. Earlier in the day when I was creating this page, I lost my scissors, and actually I think all the layouts I made this month, I couldn't find my normal regular scissors. I do have a backup scissors, it's not as good, but I still can't find my distress tool either. Like, I have misplaced that severely, but I don't have my scissors, and so my son was trying to help me find them, and I have these little jars that are hanging on my wall that are holding some of my tools I don't use very often, but that way they're at an arm's reach, so if I ever want to use them, they're right there. It's like my brad tool, my fringe scissors, the silicone brush, like different things like that. So my son was like, hey, isn't that your scissors? And I pulled it out and I was like, no, it was the fringe scissors. And so he was like, what is that? And so I was like, let me show you. Maybe I'll do that in this layout. So I had to do some fringing. Haven't done that in a while, but it was kind of the perfect feel to give this page a little bit of interest. So I'm going to fringe cut the bottom of this paper, and then I'm going to layer all the pieces together and leave kind of a big border on the bottom of the cardstock. And then and I'm going to put that pumpkin border kind of over it, over the photo, kind of layer over it, and I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. I decided I want to stitch it down, and then I end up actually doing a stitch all the way around my layout as well. So I have a white stitch border. It's harder to see in the photos or in the video, you can see it in the close-ups better, the whole border, but I definitely wanted to stitch across the pumpkin border that's going across the page, and I really like the way that turns out. I did, I think, 3 passes. So I'm just getting everything layered up and using some wet glue to get that border down so that when I run it through my sewing machine, ATG tends to gum up the needle and sometimes cause issues. Wet glue doesn't. And a tip, if you've never sewn with your sewing machine, crazy enough, sewing with paper dulls your needle more than sewing with fabric. So make sure you designate a specific needle to do your paper versus your fabric. So if you're going to switch back and be sewing actual clothing, make sure you switch your needle, because it does dull it quite a bit. So there, everything's stitched, and now we get to play with the embellishments and stickers. So I'm just going to layer some stuff up here from the little sticker sheets that I got. There's a fun little phrase title that I'm going to use for my title. There's a nice little tab, and I love the cute little tree. So I'm going to create kind of a cluster up above my photo, and then there will be the cluster below on the right with kind of the title piece, and then I will create a little cluster at the bottom of the page where I can do a tiny bit of journaling. I have a lot of photos from when we took my son to this pumpkin patch, so I don't need a ton of journaling, and it was so long ago, I don't really have like a long story. I have been better though lately, that when I am scrapbooking like older events that I don't remember a ton of details, I'll just tell a random thing that kind of relates to, that comes to me, or I'll at least leave a spot on the page so that if I ever remember anything, I can go back. That would have to require my albums to be organized, which is not the case either, but you know, such is life. Say I love you. So layering a bunch of stickers, and then doing the bottom right part, and I'll just journal a little bit of like where we are. I love that I ended up getting a sheet of the little phrase stickers. There's some really cute fun ones in there. But here's some close-ups. We are almost done. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out the Facebook group for the Scrap Room and their blog so you can see more inspiration from the design team members, as well as don't forget to check out the store. There's a lot of goodies. There's even some really good one-off kits you can get in the store. So check that out if you're not interested in the Flavors of the Month kit. Thank you again. We'll see you next time. Bye.